Oh, yeah. Baby, 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 baby. Hey, bundle baby. You make me horny. Dear online family and friends. Added a couple new videos to the funny shit folder. Saved them. Uh, I'm not going to watch that TV show. I guess it's a TV show. I'm just not interested. Um, Always is the name of that airplane video that I'm going to watch right now, actually, with John Goodman. Airplane video. Yeah. Here comes the airplane. Boop. With your little spoon, babies and stuff, feeding babies. They've got this bib that like catches food now, which is pretty smart. Used to just be, protect their shirt, but it would still fall down on their pants and the floor and whatnot. So, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, shit. Ugh. And, anyway, I also, so the speed bump video, I also saved that in the Weak People Make Hard Times because, they're really not well marked. I don't know if there's signs, but speed bumps, should be like clearly visible. So, and it's kind of funny, a lot of people just really, you know, yeah, 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 yeah. And then I made some audio presentations that I made that I posted. Oh yeah, Miss Butthead, Miss Butthead. What's that gravitational force? Her ass is so big it's at its own gravity. What a freak. She's stupid and shit. I gotta admit though, it is kind of she got kind of an endearing, cute smile. Just like kind of like that emoji, with the teeth that are just like a piano. That emoji. You know. She's just so stupid looking. Shit. Ooh, man. Why don't I yawn some more? Yeah. But anyway. What a freak. She used to have like thin thighs, if I remember correctly. And then they got kind of weird, muscular. And she was built weird, because she always had, like I said, I'm talking about her again. When she first showed up, very first showed up, if memory serves, she was plickety plack. At least, it's just whatever. Here's a chick who looks fairly decent in spandex and whatnot. And boy, things just went to shit. You know, saw her in the jeans one time, and I was like, that's weird. She looks kind of weird. Then saw her up there in Blowhard Homing, and yeah, that's a weird looking chick. Like I know who she was, but if I didn't like know who she was and I just saw her at random, I'd be like, there's the girl who looks really weird in the face, weird ears. The ears are cute. God damn it, I gotta admit, and when she smiles like that, it's kind of like she's like a pug. She's so grotesque and fugly. It's just like, he's a cute little happy butt face. Who's a cute little happy butt face? You know, and yeah, pants were weird, weird. Like a chicken wing with toothpicks sticking out of it. Like the drumstick. And now, oh boy, yeah, she met the Gweed. The Gweed was like, baby, baby. You know what would look good on you besides me? About 25, 35 extra pounds in each thigh, and about 25 extra pounds in each butt cheek. Baby, baby, you the perfect woman. Woo! The mama of all kids. And he probably says it like that too, our, because he's so considerate. No doubt. But, thank you for including me in that equation. Baby, you're the woman of my dreams, the apple of my eye, the reason for get out of bed in the morning. I mean, as I was already doing all that shit, but I was just doing it because it's just like what I do. But now that you're in my life, I must give back to the world. Because the world has been so good to me by presenting to me you. Only he wouldn't really say it like that because he, it would make her feel. Actually, it might make her feel pretty good, like a gift. You know, not like her own individual. She's a human being. I don't know. What the fuck? Oh, shit, because he already did all that shit. Oh, man. Now that he's got his fugly duckling in his life. What does a Greek god like that do? Does he just double it up? No, that's weak. He's got to do something else. What does he do? What does the Gwede do? Now that he's in love with his perfect what have you. That's a good question. He doesn't just double down. He doesn't buy. He needs to do something life changing, that's going to change the world. So he can't just buy more, used car dealerships. He can't venture out and start selling helicopters, to billionaires and shit like that. What does the Gwede do? What does the man that has it all do when he acquires something that he never thought he needed and didn't even know existed, and now is in his life? Now I gotta think of something. Go back to school? No, damn it. To like become a doctor or something, save lives. I don't know. No, become a scientist. No, I mean he could, but that just seems kind of like, woo, just crank it up on the effort. No, the Gwede doesn't do stupid shit like that. The Gwede does something epic. He finds a shortcut, but it's not a cheat. He discovers something. What does the Gwede do? Now that he's the happiest boy in the whole world. I don't know. See, Mrs. Butthead don't have to do shit. She just stumbled across that. All she has to do is play her role. Cook, clean, suck them off, sex them up, cuddle them up, make them feel good. This probably sounds kind of weird, but rules get applied to me, but don't actually apply to me. So. Oh shit! What does he do? It's got to be something like brilliant and genius, yet like amazing in its simplicity. What does he do? She's going to be mom. She's going to stay at home, raise the kids. Damn it. This is going to bother me all day. I have to think of something. Well, I've made my point. Like he'll buckle down and think and create and brainstorm, and he will come up with a solution to, something, global warming, something. He will make it happen. And when they're interviewing him for Man of the Century, they've just skipped right ahead. Not even Man of the Year. It's closed for the next. How many years is a century? Like 100 or 10? 10 is a decade. A century is 100. For the next 100 years, the rest of you are just out of luck. We have chosen the Man of the Century. And when they're interviewing him, of course, he's humble and he's like, I couldn't have done any of it without the support and love of my wife. And there's Mrs. Butthead just like, trying not to lose her shit, but playing her role very well. But, and, he says, life has been so good to me. I had to. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't rest. I knew I had to do something. I had to give back to humanity and the world. And maybe kids are on the scene at that point. Yes, I'm going to say yes, kids are on the scene at that point. Definitely yes. There's little Billy and little Susie Q. And maybe probably more on the way. Because like I said, Mrs. Butthead and Gweed, and just how perfect everything is, they'll probably crank out like 4 kids, maybe 5. And, they'll be all well behaved. He'll be like in a suit, but not like all dorked out, the oldest one, right? And like the second to oldest one will be like holding the youngest one, right? And like, you know what I mean? Like just the world will look at this family. It started with these 2 people, and now there's a family on the scene, walking the earth, and there's the patriarch or whatever, the man, the Gweed. But it is a family unit. Everybody plays their role, and Mrs. Butthead would be the co-pilot of that ship. And everybody else are little crew members. So it finally came to me. I couldn't give up. I couldn't rest until blah, 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 and whatever. So, yes. And it turns out these trees just have to be next to these trees, and they supercharge each other, and then this happens, and then the animals do this, and everybody comes together in this glorious harmony. Hail the Gweed! And just, anyway.